hairline. Hairline, hairline, hairline. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel by hitting the subscribe button below for more videos. A lot of women suffer from receding hairlines, and I feel like, I don't know, I haven't been everywhere, but I feel like in South Africa, it's the hairline, dilemma is pretty bad, and you see it everywhere. You see it on TV. Celebrities suffer from it. That's everywhere, not just here in SA, but it's such a cause for concern. It's something that a lot of women have always asked me over the years since I started blogging. And to be honest with you, I've never really known how to answer that question, because I never used to have any issues with my hairline. I just never did. So when I'm asked a question like that, and I've never gone through it personally, I found it quite, I have a limit on how I can actually help women. My sister suffered from a hairline issue a couple of years ago. She reacted very badly to some hair extensions I think she was using on her hair. She was braiding her hair, and so she also suffered greatly, and so she asked me, what can I do? So what I did suggest to her was something that worked for her. So I'm going to suggest it to you, as well as then answer the question of how I then experienced hairline loss myself and what I did to actually overcome it. Firstly, with my sister, what I suggested to her was because she always puts her hair in cornrows, so I told her, stop doing the cornrows, give your hairline a break. Okay, so so she left her hair for a little while, and I told her to rub castor oil on her hairline every single day, twice a day. I read this somewhere, I can't remember where, but I told her to do that every single day without fail, to just stimulate the blood circulation to her hairline. And so she did that, and then I also told her to change her shampoo, because her shampoo was drying her hair out, and that wasn't helping her hair in total, but especially her hairline, which was very fragile. And so she changed her shampoo, and she started using, I believe it was the Palmer's shampoo, a sulfate-free shampoo if you can't get a hold of Palmer's. So she did that, as well as the castor oil rubbing in, and left her hair alone, and her hairline started coming back. It took a while, a few months, but definitely progress. I mean, if you see her now, you wouldn't even think that she had any issues, none whatsoever. Postpartum shedding is something that a lot of women actually suffer from. It is hair loss that happens after pregnancy. Sometimes during pregnancy, but mostly after pregnancy. And so I suffered from postpartum shedding. Before I had my son, my hair, when I was pregnant, it was so voluminous, and it was beautiful, and it was thick, and it was just so luscious. But then about 4 months in, I started noticing that my hair was starting to thin. And 5 months in, it was confirmed that I was suffering from postpartum shedding. My hair was coming out in clumps. My hairline was, it was bad. It was getting really, really bad. So it was really, really thin. And I wasn't really doing anything to it, at that point. So my hairline loss was because of that. So I know that a lot of women's reasons why they suffer from receding hairline is because of traction alopecia. So traction alopecia is basically when you put so much stress, mechanical stress, on your hairline that your hair follicles become weak, and in some cases, when it's permanent, they die, basically. So your hair no longer grows from that hair follicle. So that's something that is avoidable. Traction alopecia is avoidable. You can avoid suffering from it by making sure that when you get a protective style installed, be it a weave, be it a wig, braids, cornrows, even just pulling your hair, just don't put any tension, or rather reduce the tension that you put on your hairline, because the more you pull at it, the more the weaker your hair follicles are going to get. And I know it's a vicious cycle, because you start suffering from receding hairline, and then you think, okay, let me cover it up by putting a weave, but then the stylist pulls your hair into the tracks. It keeps going round and round and round in circles. So my advice is to do what I did when I was suffering from postpartum shedding, is to just stop with the whatever protective style that you have been putting in. Opt for something that doesn't pull at your hairline. So I loved putting my hair into buns, but at that point I couldn't do that because my hairline was so weak, so I just let it be. I left my hair alone. I did really sort of like simple, this is before I cut my hair, I did really simple sort of protective styles where I didn't pull at my hairline, and I just left it alone. I made sure it was moisturized. I also put some castor oil as well. And you know, if you aren't into your natural hair, or for whatever reason you don't want to wear your hair out, then I would recommend a wig, but don't glue the sort of like the trim, I don't know what you call it, of the wig onto your hair, because glue also can damage your hair by pulling at it. So opt for a wig that you can remove and you can have access to your hair at night or in the morning, or when you giving your hair a bit of a break. And make sure it's not like, obviously you want your wig to fit well, but you don't want it to be like pulling at your hairline either. So if you are a former weave person and weaves have been causing your hairline to recede, then offer something else that isn't going to do that. But don't do something else thinking that you're automatically going to be off the hook. You also need to make sure that there's no tension being pulled there. You know, when you go to get your hair done, a lot of women, you know, are sort of scared of telling their stylist, please don't pull or whatever, but it's your responsibility. It's your hair. They most of the time, they're just like, okay, well, I'm putting a style in and that's it. Thanks very much. Can I have your 500 Rand? Go, you know, be on your way. But you have to, you know, deal with the consequences of that. So the next time you are getting any kind of protective style in, if you've decided not to leave your hair just to be on its own, make sure that if it's braids, if it's cornrows, if it's a weave, that they're not doing that to your hairline. That is just no, just stop with that. So yeah, I did that with my hair, and that was how many months ago? About five months ago, and my hairline is coming back. So I'm really like, yeah, I'm so pleased that I've just let it be, and that seems to be working for me. So this is a question that has been asked, you know, like directly to me, in events that I've been to, a whole, but I mean, the hairline question is just, yeah. If you have any other questions that you feel that I should have covered in this video, please leave them in the comments box below. It'll be quite cool to see what you guys think, or things that people keep asking about natural hair. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I'll really appreciate it. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!